Think you've got a good handle on general knowledge? Well, today we're putting that to the test with a super fun pop quiz. We've pulled some really fascinating facts from our source material, so let's see how many you can get right. Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to be covering everything from ancient traditions to some pretty stunning architecture. This is your chance to see what you know. You ready for this? Let's begin. First up, Part 1, Faith and Festivals. Let's explore some of the rich traditions and, some really important distinctions within beliefs from all around the world. And here is our very first question. Which of the following is not a festival celebrated by Muslims? Your options are A. Muharram, B. Eid al-Fitr, C. Eid al-Zuha, or D. Milad an-Nabi. Now, 3 of these are all about celebration, but one is totally different. What do you think? And the correct answer is A. Muharram. Yep. While Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Zuha, and Milad an-Nabi are all celebratory festivals, Muharram holds a very, very different significance in Islam. So what's the crucial point here? Well, Muharram isn't a festival at all. It's a solemn period of mourning, especially for Shia Muslims. It commemorates the martyrdom of Hussein ibn Ali, who was the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. So it's a time for reflection and remembrance, which really sets it apart from the other options. Okay, let's keep things moving with our next question. Laylat al-Qadr is a deeply significant night in Islam. But does it translate to the night of power, forgiveness, resurrection, or revelation? The answer is A, power. That's right. Laylat al-Qadr is known as the night of power. And that's because it's believed to be the night when the very first verses of the Quran were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. So you can see why it's a night of immense spiritual significance and divine power. And now for part 2. We're shifting gears from sacred traditions to the more tangible expressions of culture, in architecture and the arts. Let's see how belief and history are literally built into the world all around us. Our first question in this section is all about architecture. We have 4 really iconic monuments: the Qutb Minar, the Konark Sun Temple, the Brihadasara Temple, and the Meenakshi Temple. Which one of these is a prime example of Indo-Islamic architecture? If you said A, Qutb Minar, you are spot on. While the other 3 are absolutely magnificent examples of Hindu temple architecture, the Qutb Minar in Delhi uniquely blends Persian and Indian artistic traditions. That's what creates that really distinct and beautiful Indo-Islamic style. All right, let's stick with architecture, but shift styles. Dravidian temples, which are famous in southern India, have a very specific design. What is the typical shape of their base plan? Is it circular, square, rectangular, or maybe octagonal? The answer is B, a square base with a pyramidal tower, which is called a vimana. This design is totally fundamental to the Dravida style. It kind of represents a solid earthly foundation that rises in steps towards a spiritual realm, and that's what creates that iconic silhouette. Okay, for our final question, let's turn to the performing arts. In the Punjab region, there's a really powerful singing style known as Vaar. How would you classify it? Is it a harvest chant, a devotional hymn, a heroic folk narrative, or a lullaby? And the answer is C, a heroic folk narrative. Vaars are basically these epic ballads that tell these amazing, stirring tales of bravery and chivalry. You can think of them as musical stories of legendary heroes, a really powerful oral tradition passed down through generations. And that's a wrap on our quiz. How did you do? Hey, whether you aced it or just learned something new, the important thing is the insight you gained. So let's quickly recap the key takeaways. So here's a quick rundown of what we covered. We learned that Muharram is a period of mourning, not a festival. We identified the Qutb Minar as a prime example of Indo-Islamic architecture. We translated Laylat al-Qadr as the night of power. We saw that Dravidian temples are built on a square base with a pyramidal tower. And finally, we defined al-Qadr as a heroic folk narrative. So, of all the things we touched on today, which one of these facts surprised you the most? Learning is a journey of curiosity, and the best